Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, there is something new emerging within the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition, because we know in the beginning we had the national dialogue, which was chaired by Kalonzo Musyoka and of course Kimani Ichung'wah on the other side. Then Eugene Wamalwa and the team were facilitating in terms of technical team. And after that, there is a report that was finalized, of which principals were supposed to sign too. Eugene alihusika, kwa hivyo kuna mahali alikuwa sign, Kalonzo na wengine. Then later, finally to be handed over to Raila Odinga as the Azimio leader, William Ruto as the Kenya Kwanza principal. Of course, Raila has the report, Ruto has the report. But it's emerging that in as much there are things that Raila agrees with in that report, there are also things that he is not agreeing to. And we had him talking about recalling back the mass action. He mentioned that. Then we are now learning that Eugene Wamalwa, finally, he did not sign to that report. So the rumors has been put aside and the truth is out that he refused to sign to the report. The reason behind this is because William Ruto's side, they refused to agree on adding the issue to do with the cost of living in that report. That is the main thing that put people to the street. It was the main agenda that pushed many of the youth in this country to the street to demonstrate. But there are reasons why. Of course, even Ruto refused to sign. Refused to add the issue of cost of living in that report. You can imagine you are talking about how to reduce the cost of living and put it in the report so that it can be discussed in the National Assembly. Maybe you recall the finance bill or you do some corrections here and there. And someone is discussing on how to come and tax your animals. Mtu kama huyu ako na mpango ya kupunguza gharama ya maisha ama kuongeza.
Zakaria ako tofauti na Zakayo. Msifikirie Zakaria ni Zakayo. Ujue kwa Biblia Zakaria ndio yule baba wa Yohana Mbatizaji. Lakini Zakayo ni mtu aliumiza watu kwa ushuru. Na leo nataka niwaambie, Zakayo amesema alikataa Bomas, hawezi shukisha ushuru. Hiyo ndio sababu mimi nilikataa kuweka sahihi huo mkataba wa Bomas. Tulisema hatuwezi weka viti kwa Prime Cabinet Secretary, tupee bwana Mudavadi ofisi kubwa. Tupeane kwa ofisi ya upinzani Raila ama Wamalwa ama Kalonzo. Tupee wabunge kina mama viti zaidi. Tupeane kwa MCAs wetu World Fund, tupeane CDF, na tusahau mwananchi wa chini. Leo nataka niwaambie vile Zakayo alikataa Bomas, nia yake sio kupunguza ushuru, ni kuongeza nini? Ushuru. Huu mwaka tunaingia, wacha niwaambie watu wa Bungoma, Zakayo ako anajitayarisha sasa kuja vijijini. Ako anaingia anatuma wazee wa mitaa kwa kila boma. Tuko na ma-assistant chief. Kwa boma wataingia waulize una ng'ombe ngapi? Watauliza una mbuzi ngapi? Watauliza una kuku wangapi? Halo? Zakayo anataka sasa ushuru shilingi 2,000 kwa kila ng'ombe kwa boma yako. Zakayo anataka kwa kila mbuzi yako atoe shilingi 600. Sasa akitoka kwa ng'ombe aende kwa mbuzi, ni nini imebaki? Kuku. Na vile si walio tunapenda kuku jamani. Si huyu Zakayo atakuwa ametumaliza.
Now we are continuing this part of the discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, you listen to Eugene Wamalwa confirming what he refused to agree with in the dialogue, and you listen to what Raila Odinga said. He's indicating that the year 2024 that we are beginning today, we will not accept to be oppressed by this regime. They have to come down by all means, and if not, then we will be back to the street. That is all, according to Raila Odinga. That one is in agreement with what Eugene Wamalwa is saying. So in as much the report is out, there's no assurity that Azimio is going to adopt this report. They have different views now, you see. In as much the report is there, they are still insisting that you work on the cost of living. And the fact is that for Azimio to remain with the people on their side and the support, they just have to sing the language that we are talking about. Cost of living. This is politics. You say you want to stay away from it, you lose. So you have to retain your numbers, and if possible, get more numbers even from the other side. This is game of numbers. So Azimio, they have to maintain winning the confidence of the people that indeed they are standing for them, they are with them in their struggle, and they can speak their voice. How do you do so? It is just time to reject this report. It is time to deassociate with this report. The big question is all about the cost of living. We know the other issue of stolen election is there. We know the other issue of boundary delimitation is there. We know the other issue of entrenching the issue of position of maybe prime CS, opposition leader. They are there. But the main agenda here, it is the cost of living. You cannot take Kenyans to the street to go and demonstrate because you want to create a position of prime CS or opposition leader. They might not go. But if you bring in other issues that is touching on people, you have an advantage and they will be with you in that struggle. Yes, the issue of election malfunction is there. The ruling wasn't good, and we are suffering because the majority of us believe that what Chebukati gave us is not what we voted for. So the cost of living is number one. And it's like Raila might just take people back to the street. And it's like Eugene Wamalwa is also pushing for the same. Remember the Jubilee position. Uhuru Kenyatta is not for this dialogue report. For him is of reduce the cost of living. So if you're not doing so, tuendelea na maandamano. Mambo yamefika hapo. But again, you can see how, if indeed you have an intention to make life affordable for everyone, how can we be discussing on how you can reduce the cost of living, but you, at back of your mind, you are planning on how to go and impose new taxes on Kenyans. How? It means you are just telling us that you do not have any intention to solve our problem, but to create more problems. I think that one has come out clear, because itakuwaje ukuja uanze kutuambia ya kwamba wewe kama mfugaji wa ng'ombe, kwa ng'ombe moja on one head you give 1,000 per month. Ngamia 2,000 ulipe. Kuku ni 60 shillings ulipe. Kondo 600 you pay. This is retrogressive. We are going back into the Nyayo era where we came long time ago. KRA was introduced and the issue of harassing women and old men in the village taking their properties ended. But they are coming back to this situation. Mtu ahesabu apate ng'ombe zako ni 10, hauna 10,000, achukue moja aende nayo. Kuku huko na kuku 100, hauna shilingi hizo zinahitajikana, wanachukua kuku 10 wanaenda nazo. So by the fact that Ruto is planning to bring taxes on animals, by the fact that they want you to pay for your ID card, they increase the fees on passport and other document by the government, it tells you that they have no any intention to work on making life affordable for Kenyans. So with all this indication, it is just good for Azimio waachana na hii maneno and come on the side of the people. I think Eugene Wamalwa is clear, and we had Raila Odinga saying the same. So there is possibility that maybe Azimio is planning on how to push Kenya Kwanza on corner to come and agree on some things, or if not, then to break this discussion and go back, stand with the people as we go forward. Because with all indications, it's like the only thing that Ruto wanted to offer to the Azimio side is dishing out like 2 or 3 positions. The leader of opposition, alafu mwingine aenda kwa Senate running mate, na mambo mengine kama hayo. That was his main intention. But what he does not know is that Azimio was for the people. So when they have realized that, no, ni kama Ruto anataka kuwatoa kwa watu, it is time to go back to the people. Be with the people and speak their mind.